Uh, yes. So this is a time of fear, time of Corona, and there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear, and people are trying to. There's forces that I think that are existing, and they use that fear, and they make us do things that are not really rational. There's a lot of fear, and if how strong the fear must be, this is not. I'm just an artist. But what I learned is that fear just freezes you up, and I would like to invite you to. I would like to share with you what fears mean to me in general, and how I use it, and how I learn to use it. So I think I was around 13 or 14 when I read Who Stole My Cheese. And before that I read Frank Herbert and Dune, and then after that I read Who Stole My Cheese, which was a leadership and management book back there in early 90s. And basically what it says that if you see fear, you have to attack it. You have to go at it. And since I read this book, I realized that this is what I need to do. And since then, I'm basically following my fear very methodically. If I am afraid of something and the fear is not real, what I mean is the fear is not real. It's not. I'm not gonna jump off a bridge because I have my fear of height. But I will challenge myself in looking at my fear, especially when it comes to emotional fears and fears who are unjustified. So if I'm afraid of doing something when I was single, if I'm afraid of approaching a lady, then I will do it. If I am afraid of, if I felt the fear of going to approach a new job, then I will do it. Things like that, and it can be with small stuff, and it can be with big stuff. But for me, that was a very, very methodic way to do things. And since I started doing art, mainly doing art 20 years ago, that was really it. Basically, I started, and then I remember that I was afraid of starting my own school, and I just started it because I said, yeah, what can happen? I will start it, and then and so on and so on, and of late, so basically this method of just looking at my fear and going at it straight away is really something that I've been following quite a long time. But through the projects that I'm doing now for close to 7 or 8 years, it gets even stronger. So each time that each project brings another fear out, and I have to confront it. And this could be really, really stupid. And so, for example, in my project Lipstick Leaders, I have a fear of mails. Seriously, like sending a mail is for me one of the most unnatural thing to do. I really, now I feel like that I'm getting tense. So sending the mail, because I'm dyslexic, so writing stuff is never really my strong side. I'm not that hard dyslexic, but I am. So without Google Translate, or without the autocorrect of Word, I wouldn't be sitting here. Maybe I'm sitting here because of that. So yes, so for me to send a mail to a leader, a person that I first of all understand that they don't know me. I don't have a legit reason to ask them to join the project. Only this was really like this till the end, till now. 3 years after, and around 130 portraits after, portrait sessions after, and 130 ways of yes, and I got more than 130 yes. I got, I think, thousands of yeses to this project. Still, to approach somebody and via mail and ask them, would you join? Would you do this? Can we do that together? hey, this is what I'm doing, do you want to see it? That's for me the biggest challenge. And opening the mail after that, it's even harder. So when I get the mail back, this is like really, I need to sit down. Sometimes I will wait 24 hours before I will open the mail because I'm just afraid of it. And 90% of the time, it's positive, but this is my fear. And like this is something that I do, that I attack or try to, I wouldn't say attack, I try to dance with all over the project. So like all of my projects. With this project, so if I did a project in Belarus, I was basically just afraid of getting arrested. If the first project in Syria that I did, it was yeah, literally that I would be probably kidnapped or something like that. ISIS was very strong at the time. And yes, so in Lipstick Leaders, it was really approaching a higher level, something totally different than me, something, women that for me, from my perception, they're untouchable. They're a level there, and I wanted to approach them, and this is what I did. In my current project with beautiful women who were at Portrait Women Refugee, the main fear was basically to look at it, to really I feel it now, to really to get into look into the void of being human, into the darkest side of being human. And that's some of the women that I portray, the only from portraying them, I literally don't know the stories, but the idea is that you go on a boat, on a dinghy, on a rubber boat in a stormy sea, in the height of night, just to get from somewhere to somewhere, from somewhere really, really bad to somewhere that might be a little bit better. That's a certain kind of human state that I really, really am afraid of, and I think that this is a common thing. I don't think that I'm the only one there. So yes, and this is and since then I'm really, really looking at it. Even if I change the portraits and I'm making pop art out of them, the idea is really how can I look at fear? How can I be a grown-up about it? How can I see things differently? Yes, so that's it. I invite you to comment on this one, on fear, as I would like to know what is your fear and how do you cope with it and how do you work with it. Yes, please, before I forget, take a look at the organization that I did the beautiful women with. They're called sao.ngo, SAO. Please look at them, support them. Support them now. And if you're afraid of supporting them, then support them. With money, it's the same. Just attack it. A little bit of fear. A little bit of fear is always good to motivate you to do things, but the right things. So stay real, stay sober. We talk later.